All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for a few real people out there, just like you and just like me. So, Stevie Nicks, some interesting things going on with her, especially in light of what she said yesterday regarding Lindsey Buckingham and his inability to tour with Fleetwood Mac. She basically speaking on his behalf, saying, we might do like 100 shows, and I don't think Lindsey would be up for that. And her main reason for not ever doing a Fleetwood Mac thing again is no Christine McVie, no Fleetwood Mac. Keep in mind, though, the band did go on for quite some time without Christine McVie. The Say You Will album, that was all without Christine, and that was a pretty popular album back in 2003. That actually got some radio airplay because I remember when it came out, and I was kind of surprised. I'm like, they're playing Fleetwood Mac again on the radio. And it was a pretty decent album, especially considering when it came out and how music had digressed or evolved or whatever. It was a nice breath of fresh air on the music landscape at that moment. And there were some adult contemporary bands that were doing well at the time, like Matchbox 20 and the Foo Fighters, right? It's all about the Foo Fighters. Anyway, before I get to the main part of the story, here's something that is totally original and, well, it will take you back to a much better time. Whether whether you really like this style or not, it's the Motion Epic, and just go search out anything by the Motion Epic and listen to it and listen to a few songs because you're going to be like, holy crap, Batman. There's a band, there's this internet group, whatever you want to call them, and they're putting out music that sounds like 1987. Very much like a Def Leppard meets Level 42 kind of thing. I don't know. It's kind of a lame description, but anyway, the Motion Epic Saturday Night Motel Music, right? So if you're at the Motel 6, this is what you have to listen to. All right. Stevie Nicks, let's get on with this story. It's kind of interesting in light of what she said yesterday about Lindsey Buckingham. So Stevie Nicks postpones second show due to illness. What kind of illness? Yeah, we don't know. It's just an illness, right? Illnesses come, illnesses go. And that's kind of interesting too. We're in the midst of, concert season here. The summer is here. We're seeing record-breaking heat. I hear about this every day. I live in Florida, and people are surprised, apparently, that it's hot in the summertime now. In the old days, people expected it to be hot in the summertime, but now people are running around. There's a climate crisis. There's a climate emergency. You know what would work to stop all of this stuff is if the government decided to lock everyone down, right? Do lockdowns like we did back in 2021. Remember, the news media would report on how the smog above Los Angeles was going away because people weren't out on the roads, and the air quality was improving because the human beings had stopped moving around. And so the best thing that we could do, right, is to do another lockdown. Dave, what are you saying? Don't give them any ideas, right? No, I've already heard this. I've already heard people talk about this, saying we should have rolling lockdowns, much like rolling blackouts. If you do a rolling lockdown, then you can improve the air quality, get rid of all this pesky carbon, which technically occurs naturally in the environment. I mean, I don't know how they're going to, ban lightning strikes or subdue volcanoes, but maybe there's a way to do that. I'm sure someone's working on that. We can harness that lightning and we can maybe power the country for a couple of days with, the power of a lightning bolt or two. I'm sure we can do that, right? We can do anything. So anyway, Stevie Nicks cancels 2 shows now due to illness. Now, I don't think she's canceled because of climate change. I don't think it's racism. I think Stevie Nicks had to cancel because she's sick. Now, it's weird that she is sick, though, because didn't she do the protocol? Didn't she tell other people to do the protocol a couple of years ago? And then I think Stevie set a really strong example by sheltering in place for pretty much a whole year. I think she was saying things on Instagram like, I'm afraid to go outside, and good thing I have people who can do this for me. She's got famous assistants who help her with her affairs, and I don't know. And then obviously she was saying that Lindsey Buckingham probably wouldn't be able to manage going out on the road with Fleetwood Mac if Fleetwood Mac was to go back out again, which she says it's really not going to happen, more because of Christine McVie not being here anymore. But she did mention that Lindsey might not be able to hack the touring. So it's interesting. And here she is trying to tour, and she's having some trouble. Now, I don't think she's doing 100 dates this year. I doubt she is. And if I were working with Fleetwood Mac on a reunion tour where it would be the reunion between Lindsey and Stevie, I would think to myself, look, you guys can't do 100 dates. Let's see if you can do 50. Let's see if you can do 30. And we'll spread them out, and we'll charge a fortune for the tickets, and you guys will make a little bit of money, and the fans get some measure of closure on a high note, on a positive note, rather than remembering this band as Mike Campbell and Neil Finn, right? And no Lindsey Buckingham. I think people would like to see Lindsey and Stevie get back together again, obviously with Mick and John, if that is possible. But who knows, right? So, in case you were wondering, the shows have been postponed and have now been rescheduled to September. The June show in Hershey has been rescheduled for September 28th, and the show in Grand Rapids has been scheduled again for September 24th. Stevie's next concert is supposed to be Friday, June 21st. So this Friday in Chicago, with Stevie noting she looks forward to seeing fans at the show. So maybe she's getting better. Maybe this isn't really a big deal. It's difficult to do a concert, even if you're singing to a vocal track. And I'm not saying that Stevie Nicks is singing to a vocal track, but 76 years old. This is really difficult to do, even if you're not doing it every night. You're doing it, say, once a week or once every couple of weeks. To stand up there for a couple of hours and deliver a concert and do it where it looks legitimate, that's not easy to do, even if you're not singing. So obviously we wish Stevie Nicks a speedy recovery, a full recovery from whatever illness this is. And we're still hopeful that, who knows, maybe Fleetwood Mac would go out one more time, maybe next year, maybe do a few dates. I think Lindsey Buckingham, when he responds to that post she did yesterday about this, that will either contradict Stevie or it will confirm that, hey, Lindsey doesn't want to do this and doesn't think Fleetwood Mac should go out without Christine McVie. My hunch is, though, I think he's going to want one more chance for this band to go out there and just, finish strong and not be remembered for the band that we saw a couple of years back. So that's my take on what I think he would do or he would think here. But we shall see. Fleetwood Mac fans, I guess you're going to have to, I don't know, just go see Rumors of Fleetwood Mac. Great Fleetwood Mac band that sounds probably more like Fleetwood Mac than Fleetwood Mac did toward the end. Rumors of Fleetwood Mac, they're fantastic. They are a tribute band. The Motion Epic, they're pretty good too. If you like the 80s, Saturday night motel music, baby. Get the iRock Z and cruise downtown with this blaring, and people are going to think, you have a flux capacitor on board. It's pretty cool stuff. And thanks for watching. I will see you soon.